Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sultan, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys investments that you can make that are really safe if you're the type of person who doesn't want to invest into crypto, or you don't want to invest into the stock market, the growth stock, something along that line. And today I'm going to share 5 investments that you can definitely make that will still yield a ton of money but are very safe. All of these 5 investments are going to be safe, but I'm going to start from the one that gives the least return, then one will be the one that actually gives the most return. Let's dive right into it. So number 5 will be high yield savings. So the best part about this is that you can access your money at any time, whenever you want, and there's practically no risk into investing into a savings account. So a high yield savings account is perfect for those who really want to save emergency funds. The reason I say this is that you can access your emergency funds when you want, and you're not locked away in comparison to the other investments I'm going to mention in this video. Also, the catch from this though, the reason why most people don't actually invest them into high yield savings is that after the pandemic, the cut or the yield that you're going to get has actually been reduced overall with every single bank. So for example, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I had a high yield savings account which was around like 2%, 3% return, but now the highest you will probably find is around 0.4% return. So now when you think about it, if you do invest or save £1,000, by the end of the year you're only going to get about £4 back, which is absolutely garbage. It's almost like there's no point. But the good thing about this though, the reason why this is still an option, is that you are able to save your emergency funds. That's exactly what I do. I keep my emergency fund into a savings account. It's not really a high yield anymore because the yield isn't as high as it used to be, but I do keep my emergency funds in a savings account, so that way I'm able to access it when I actually want to. Now that is the 5th option, but there's definitely more options that might actually interest you. Just stick around. The 4th option now is bonds, and bonds are really safe. And there are 2 types of bonds that you can find. There's corporate bonds and there's also the government bonds. Corporate bonds are bonds that are offered by companies, and obviously the government ones are the ones that the government, you give your money to the government, and government, use your money in all sorts, and eventually they give you a guaranteed return back at the end of your contract. So the purpose of a bond, or what bonds is that it allows you to save your money away for several years. This could be 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And the good part about bonds is that you have a set return. So one of the lowest rates you can get with Barclays, for example, if you do want to open a bond account with Barclays, is that you will have a 0.15% rate, and you can actually save from £500 up to £1 million. So this is obviously good if you want to save a ton of money, because if you do save £1 million, then 0.15 is a decent amount, but I'll still recommend saving £1 million into something much better. But I guess this is also a good option because your money is only locked away for a year, so you can put your money into the bond for a year and afterwards you can access your money. But with this contract, you cannot access your money at all in that year. Now, one of the highest rates that Barclays is offering is that you can get a rate of 0.30%, and your money is locked away for 2 years. But the good part about this is that you can actually access your money 3 times in that year, but the money you can access is only 10% of your initial deposit. But this is also a good option. You lock your money away for 2 years. You can actually save £0 to £1 million this time. You can save whatever amount you want, but just know that you can only access 10% of your initial investment. So this is a good option. At least you have an option to still take out whatever amount you want to use to a certain degree, and you still get a decent amount of interest back in your overall contract. So overall, I would say that bonds is definitely a good choice for those who want to lock their money away for 2 to 3 years. You definitely aren't going to touch it. It's something you don't really want to risk, but you want to know that's definitely safe and you're going to get a certain amount back in the future. So if you are this type of person, then bonds is definitely a good option for you. And now the 3rd option, this is where it gets really good, and this is when there's a significant increase in the amount of money you can get back in your return. And the 3rd option would be the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 holds the top 500 companies in the US, and the reason why the S&P 500 is really good is that your investment is really diversified. So you are diversified through those 500 companies. So if 1 or 10 companies fall or are doing really bad, your money will still be very stable, simply because all your money isn't in one basket. It's not even in 2 baskets, it's in pretty much a lot of baskets. So you are very safe. But before you do invest, do understand that the S&P 500 is still part of the stock market, and the stock market can be very volatile. So only invest the amount of money that you are willing to risk. The S&P 500 has actually returned return roughly 10% every single year. So it does prove to be safe. It does prove to continue to give positive return over and over and over again. But do understand that it is still the stock market. Do your research. Do make sure that you're interested in investing into the stock market, and do understand the risk that also comes with that. Another thing you want to keep in mind is that it's still the stock market, in a sense that you are going to have to invest your money and leave it for, you know, several years, or 2, 3, 4, or 5. The reason being is that the longer your money is in the stock market, the more growth you will get. You don't want to use the stock market as like a quick, you know, in and out, especially the S&P 500. You do need time for your money to grow. So the number one rule you should follow is that you should just buy when the market goes down. You just buy even more, and it goes down, you buy even more, and you hold, and you just keep on buying and holding, buying and holding, buying and holding. Now the bottom line of this is that the S&P 500 is definitely more riskier than the bonds, but of course there is a significant increase in the amount of money you can make. Bonds is offering around 0.30%. S&P 500 you can get between 7% to 10% in a year. So if you do invest, you know, £1,000, and you are guaranteed, or you know that you're going to actually get £100 back. So that is really, really good. And now for number 2, which is one of my favorite, and this is going to be dividend stocks. Now, dividend investing provides a great opportunity for those people who want to invest their money and actually get some sort of return without selling their investment, meaning that you will continue to get paid dividends without selling your investment. And as long as you're invested into this company and you're investing even more, your dividends will continue to increase. You will earn more over time. You earn more as the company also grows, and everything about it is just kind of positive, in a sense that you're always making money no matter what happens to that company. If it goes down or if it goes up, you're still going to be earning money. Another thing to know is that the higher the dividend yield, the more risky the dividend stock is. So if the dividend is around 9% to 10%, then there is probably a high chance that that company is going to cut their dividends. The best dividend companies you want to look for are ones that are really, really stable with a high capital, so that way they keep their dividends the same. You want to find companies that are like dividend kings. You know, they've been increasing their dividends for years and years, and, you know, 50 years, 40 years, whatever, how long it's been. Because what this means is that they're not going to cut their dividends. They'll continue to increase their dividend yield as long as you're holding, meaning that you're going to make money, and more money, even with the initial investment you made. Now, I'm a dividend investor myself, for those who do not know, or for those who are new to the channel. And if you do want to find out more about dividend investing, what stocks to invest into, just everything about dividend investing, if you'd like to see my portfolio as well, then be sure to click on this video right here, and you can actually enjoy that. But be sure to watch this video first, then you can move on to that. Now, all in all, dividend investing is definitely a great choice for young investors, for those who want to invest money and earn money without selling their investments. It is definitely more risky than the S&P 500 because you're investing into individual stocks, so that way you do have a good opportunity to earn more money, but at the same time you're also taking more risk, so that way you can also lose a bit more money. But dividend investing is definitely a great choice, but be sure to do your research first to find out everything about it before you do invest. Now, before getting to the final option, which actually yields the most amount of money, if you're enjoying the video, please be sure to drop a like down below. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this. You'll be missing out if you're not subscribed, trust me. But moving away from that, the final one is going to be real estate. So real estate is definitely, it's been proven year after year after year to be the number one, very, very stable way of investing, the one that yields the most profit. Like, you're earning money every month over and over again. So for those who do not know, real estate investing is pretty much when you're buying properties, you can then rent out these properties to earn you money, and even on top of that, your initial investment in that property will continue to grow year after year simply because of inflation and just property getting more expensive. So that way, even if you do sell your property 10 years down the line, you're going to earn a lot of money from your initial investment, and on top of that, you're going to be getting rent for those every single month, every single year, you're going to be getting rent over and over and over again. So the best way people do this is by doing something known as house hacking. So how this works is that you're going to mortgage a property, you're going to own a property, and with that mortgage you can then rent out a specific part or portion of that property. It could be a room or it could be a portion of the house, and from that rent that you're getting paid, you can then use that rent to pay off your mortgage. And as you continue to do this, you will continue to save the money you're actually making from your job or whatever it is, using the rent money to pay off the mortgage. And that way now you can now focus on probably getting another property, building that up as well, and just making even more money. Now, real estate is pretty much the reason why people say the rich just get richer, because when you get into that bracket, it does cost a lot of money to actually begin getting into real estate, investing properly. But when you get into it, you can continue to just build up your income and just keep on doubling everything you're making over and over again. Now, although this is not a viable option for every single person at every age, you definitely want to work towards this in the future, because when you get into this, you will not regret it. That's when you begin to actually live a very frugal single stable life. But that is all from me. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did find any value in the video, please be sure to drop a like down below. Be sure to also comment down below which one of these are your favorite option, which one you do want to get into, or which one you're actually, you know, doing right now. Now, if you do want to begin dividend investing, be sure to use the link down below, and you can get any share worth up to £200, and you can eventually either use the share to make even more, or you can just sell that, take the money, and, you know, call it a day. But be sure to use the link down below and you can get yourself a free share. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.